my god, bro. Everything is so beautiful with the nature. It's just it. The rain, the plants kinda getting wet, but no problem, fam. Doing this for you. So, I remember when I was younger, about, I'm going to say 10, around 10 or 11, and also up to 12 and 13 and 14, I would basically play video games all day. It was the only thing I cared about. So me and my brother would play on the computer Minecraft, the popular video game. We would go and play Bed Wars. It's a game where you gotta smack people and steal their beds so they don't respawn and stuff. It's a game, right? And I was incredibly addicted to that game. I would wake up, think about what I'm going to do in the game. I would go to sleep thinking, oh, I wish I could play more. I would throughout the day focus entirely on that. During school, I would think what kind of techniques I should, what kind of keys I should click to become better. I would think about the YouTubers I watch and what are they gonna post out next. I would think about how am I going to structure the time playing video games, what skin am I going to buy, just all of that stuff. And I would not do literally consume, and I'm not kidding, 90% of my life. Imagine life like this, full like this empty gallon, empty tank. So I would fill it almost everything with video game juice and a little bit of water, which is like everything else. And to just clarify how obsessed I was, when our dad would make me and my brother, he would say, oh, come to eat lunch, and we would say, oh yeah, yes, we're just finishing the game, and we would go another game, and after 3 times we finally came to lunch. And I would literally do this if this was my time to play. So me and my brother, we shared one account, so we had a 2-hour timer, and only one guy was playing during that 2-hour timing. Like timers on your phone. And so I know probably you do this if you have brothers, and you probably did this if you share the account with someone. We would do 2-hour times, and when the timers stop, so you give it to the other person. And we would argue about that so much. And when it was my turn to play, I would go eat. I would eat very, very fast. I would eat just eating whatever was on the plate. I really didn't like the food. I didn't tell my father if I didn't like the food. Maybe sometimes I would just eat, and I would then do it. I cringe at it so much. It's something you should never do, kids. I would take this is the plate. I would shove it all in the trash bin, and I would take these 4 sheets of paper that you use to dry your hands, and I would place them above in a layer, so my father and brother will not see. And I would say, oh, I'm finished, and every time my father would say, oh, so quick, and he just didn't know, and I was just covering it up in these sheets of paper. Yeah, man, it was a dark time, man. It was 100% of my life. But this is the story I'm using to just tell you of not only how much my life has changed since those dark years, but how much humans can focus on one singular thing, how much we can just dive in when we have that one thing. I had only video games in my mind. I didn't study. I didn't fucking eat, the most basic human need ever. I didn't eat. I was not thirsty because I literally once time I fucking peed myself during playing, because I was so focused about winning the game and going out to the other side and scoring the goal. That's unhealthy, and that's rehab levels amount of. If I was a crack addict instead of video games, I would die in that phase. And some part of my soul died. Some years of my life just spent doing just that one thing. And that just proves that humans can focus on one single thing and skyrocket it. Because I was getting really, really I was not getting a lot. I was getting pretty better, honestly. I got like there's stars you can get in the game and levels, and I got them so quick because I just played 8 hours a day, every time I could. The only times I wouldn't play is in school and in my mother's house because I was afraid she will make us basically, stop playing the game. So I only played at my father's house, which is we were in his house like 4 days a week, something like that. So yeah, that's so now transferring for this, I'm going to teach you how you can structure your life setup with essentialism to skyrocket your gains in everything and how important it is. So I didn't know I was doing it, but I did it for video games. I focused entirely my life on video games. I skyrocketed the levels I had, all the ranks, all the things you can level up in the video game. And I want you to do not the same thing, but something pretty close with your life, but not on video games, obviously. So I want you to pick three things. If you can remove stuff and get them to two things, that'd be better. And those are the only things you should focus on, and everything else you keep to a minimum. Again, remember, to the level of literally putting food in the trash bin was what I was doing. Putting food in the trash bin and then covering it up so my father and brother would not see it. That was how obsessed, how honestly focused. That's insane focus. If you could transfer that energy to business, imagine being so focused on business, you eat as fast as you can and just go right back to work. That's insane. And so I think you should pick two things or three things, because right now in your life you have at least a minimum of 10 from school, from your hobbies, from everything. But if you really want to get like good and stuff, for example, if I really want to get good at this YouTube channel, I'm going to drop everything else to a minimum. I'm going to go to the gym not 6 times a week, 3 times a week, because of the energy it gives me. No, 3 times a week, high intensity, just to maintain my current physique. I'm going to drop, if I could. Honestly, my parents would not let me, but drop from school or just minimize the grades so I'm in like the easiest grades there could be, so I could just not study at all, not go to school. I would go to like this school where you don't have to go if you don't want to. That type of school I'm going to go. And I'm going to stop doing the martial arts I'm doing, not playing guitar, nothing, bro, nothing. I would speak to my family like once a day for an hour during like lunch break, and I would eat quick. That's how focused you could be. And if I did that, I guarantee I'll get to 1 million subscribers in a year, and less than a year, and like half a year maybe. Because if you focus every single essence, every mental capacity, you'll get insane results. And you're stuck because you're focusing on too many things. You're like a tree trying to branch out, and you branch out a little bit. But if you're a tree like this, boom! Think about that arrow that, let me shoot an arrow, right? If the arrow has like 500, little things branch from it, it's not going to have the momentum, the aerodynamics to cut through the air. But if I make it one single arrow and I shoot it, it's going to cut through the air like a knife through butter. So this is what you gotta do. You gotta eliminate as many things as you can. Remember? So this is what you do. Write down 3 things that you're going to eliminate from basically your life, and 3 things you want to preserve. So you eliminated three things, and you are honestly going to be left with so many things. Because if you write this for many hours, say, oh, and I also have this and I have that, you'll find out you're wasting so much of your potential. So this is how you set up your life for success. Focus on a few things and really drill them down. That's my advice for you today. This was Rant 28. This is the day, something of the daily uploads. Bye, and yeah, have a nice day. Subscribe, like, watch the next video on the playlist. Bye.